Tito, it's money to come. Best of traditional wedding. Gbogbo lólùfẹ́ rẹ̀ mú etí rẹ̀ yìí. Best of traditional wedding. Ẹ̀bùn lóríṣiríṣi mẹ́ni kì í ṣèwé. Best of traditional wedding. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó tọ́ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Best of traditional wedding. Jessica, ètò Best of traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó tọ́ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Best of traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Every Tuesday on Facebook. 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Best of
traditional weddings. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òde. Mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Bùnmi Meet the Royals. Àwọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò yìí kó tó di pé a mú nǹkan ṣe. Afẹ́ máa ń fẹ́ kọ́kọ́ júbà fọba akọ́dá ayé, ọba ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run, ọba lánàá, ọba lénìí, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése. Ọba tó tó nípa tókọ̀ tí ò pani tó ṣe pé ṣe ló tún pani mọ́. Ọba ńlá tó ń gbàdọ̀bálẹ̀ ọba, ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, àṣeyí òwú. Ọba tó jẹ́ pé tí a bá bá níwájú ilé, ká tó tajú kọ́, ó tó ti wà lẹ́ńkòlé. Olúwa Ọlọ́run alágbára, a gbọ́pẹ́ forúkọ mímọ́ yín, a gbéyìn forúkọ mímọ́ nítorí wípé èmi Olúwabùnmi Aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù tí mo jẹ́ olóòtú ètò yìí, mo dágbére lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá, mo ní mò ń lọ kábọ̀. Ẹ̀yin Ọlọ́run ló jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe fún mi láti tún padà wá lénìí láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà tí mo tún wá padà dé gbogbo àwọn tí mo dágbére fún pé mò ń lọ kábọ̀, mo tún padà dé bá wọn láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà. Àrùn fáyọ̀ bí òṣọpẹ́, Olúwa ẹ gbọpẹ́, Olúwa ẹ gbà yín wá. Father, we are grateful. We are so grateful for your divine protection, for keeping us since last week, even up until this time. Lord, be thou glorified. Mo tún fẹ́ pàṣẹ pé náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn agbátẹrù ètò yìí, àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ èjìká tó ń jẹ́ kẹ́wù kó jábọ́. Pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, ní iléeṣẹ́ tó tó gbangba sùn lọ́yẹ́ níbi tó ti ń taṣọ ìyàwó, tọmọ ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni, ti bàbá ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni. Aṣọ tó fẹ́ fi ṣayẹyẹ kóhun tó bá fẹ́ ṣe ọjọ́ ìbí ni, òkú àgbà ni. Ó wà ní iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces. Wọ́n tún wá ní ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ wọn kan tí wọ́n pè ní Ready to Wear by Chorus Jewels and Laces. Iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, ẹ ṣeun. Iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná, ọwọ́ yẹn á máa ròkè. Iléeṣẹ́ Lizelle Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas. Àwọn náà máa ń taṣọ ìgbàlódé, kódà wọ́n ta 18 karat gold. Ẹ ṣeun, ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine, bóyá ẹ fẹ́ ká ayẹyẹ yín wà lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára tí wọ́n pè ní magazine, whether online or physical. Ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine. Mo tún fàṣẹ gbọ́dọ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global. Ṣìjẹ́ yìí wà ní Ṣàgámù, ní Rẹ́mọ, ní agbègbè Rẹ́mọ, ẹ fẹ́ ralẹ̀, ẹ fẹ́ kọ́lé, ẹ fẹ́ bọ́ sọ́wọ́ àwọn alágbèédá. Ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global. Wọ́n wà lórí Instagram, wọ́n wà lórí Facebook, wọ́n bá yàn kọ́lé, wọ́n bá yàn ralẹ̀, kódà wọ́n ta blog pọ̀ tó fẹ́ fi ṣẹ̀kọ́lé ni wọ́n ń tà níbẹ̀. Iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global, ẹ ṣeun ṣeun, iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná, wọ́n yá máa ròkè. Mo tún fẹ́ àsìkò náà dúpẹ́ lọ́gbọ́ àwọn èèyàn yìí, àwọn èèyàn pàtàkì tí wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ mi lórí ètò yìí, yálà lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára Facebook lẹ́wà ni o, Instagram lẹ́wà ni o, orí YouTube lẹ́wà ni o, pàápàá jùlọ arábìnrin tí mò ń wò lórí ètò yìí, London Alága àti Bùnmi Raymond, HT Events àti gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe máa padà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa pátápátá. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín, ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Thank you so much for your unending support. You know, I always ask for one favor every week. The favor I always ask for is please people remind people that the show has started. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà làwọn èèyàn máa sọ wípé àwọn ọmọ ọgbà tètò yìí tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó dùn àwọn káláwọn ọmọ ọgbà náà ni àwọn ọba tètè dá sí. Ẹjọ́ ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, ẹ bá mi rán àwọn èèyàn létí wípé ètò ìgbéyàwó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ tún wá ṣe nǹkan kan fún mi. Please share. Click on the share button. As I always say to people every week, we put a lot of effort to bringing this to us. You know, and the only thing you can do to support us is by sharing the post. Please share this post, especially regarding tonight's topic. Please share this post. And if you know anyone who is a widow or a widower that you know that they may find this useful or interesting, please tell them that the show has started. And I want to use this opportunity to appreciate my amazing sister, a great supporter and lover of this show. I think yesterday was her birthday, Alaja Sumba Alabi. Sumba Alabi, Abebi, Aya Okikiola, one and only. Congratulations, sis, on your birthday. Àṣeyí ṣe púpọ̀ lórúkọ Jésù. Ọlọ́run ní fẹ́lẹ́ ìṣàṣemọ̀ níwòye àmọ́dún nínú ọlá ńlá àti ìdẹ̀ra. Àlékún owó, àlékún ọmọ, àlékún àlàáfíà. Ọlọ́run máa fi ta yín lọ́rẹ. Àní fi yín ṣàwátì. Thank you so much for your unending support. Akodun Àṣeyí púpọ̀. Congratulations on your birthday, sis. God bless you. And for being such a great fan and supporter of this show. She said we are back. Yeah, she's always back every week. She's always here. Please remind people, ladies and gentlemen. For us to go on to today's topic, people, you know my usual practice now. Nah, that one be my favorite part. But today is more of a reflection rather than, we're going to dance, but we're going to reflect even as we dance. And if you're not a Yoruba speaker, please forgive me, because this song I'm about to play, you probably won't understand even, but I will explain later. Okay, over to you, everybody. Share. Oh yeah. Facebook is on. We are live on Facebook. I can see myself on Facebook. Please, if you can hear me on Facebook, say hello. Facebook is on. Yeah? Let me send a link. Yeah? Oh yeah. Oh, wà lórí Eto Igbeyawo. Yeah? Yeah? Alaja Sumba, let me check if Facebook is working. It's on. Yeah? Hey! Oh, yeah, oh yeah, let me see your dance moves. Where's everybody? It's quiet. Yeah? Yeah? Come on. If you're online, let me know you are there. Yeah? I hope you are listening to this music. It's a powerful one. Oh my God. Yeah? All right, people, share. Oh yeah, now. I hope you're hearing this music. It's so powerful, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, show them. Gbogbo apáta là ń lọ. Gbogbo alágbàgbàgbà kù. Ó má ṣe síwájú. Má ṣe kẹ́yìn. Ọba. Kọ́kọ́ mọ́dà mi. Alaja Sumba Alabi, I can see you. Hey. Kò Let me pause this music. Music is too loaded. This music is too loaded. I want to tell you that's Fantasia Part 2 by our beloved, amazing, talented Alhaji Chief Dr. Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. May he so rest in peace. Wọ́n sọ níbẹ̀rẹ̀ orin yẹn tó bá jẹ́ pé a gbọ́ orin yẹn. In fact, if you listen to this man's music, there's a lot of wisdom in it. Wọ́n ní bí kú ṣe lágbára tó kò sólóògùn tó lè rí ti kú ṣe o. Bí kú ṣe lágbára tó, bí kú ṣe lágbára tó, kò sólóògùn tó lè rí ti kú ṣe. That song is actually loaded. It's talking to us about the fact that, no matter how powerful you are, no matter how rich you are, no matter how influential you are, no matter how young, no matter how old, nobody has the power not to die. Gbogbo pátápátá la dágbádá kú. Wọ́n wá sọ̀rọ̀ kan bẹ̀. Wọ́n ní àdúrà kan ṣoṣo tí àwọn ń gbà. Tí gbogbo wa náà dẹ̀ ń gbà ní wípé kẹ́lẹ́yìn má ṣíwájú, kó níwájú má ṣẹ̀yìn. Ká má bá wọn kúkú rèwerèwe, ká má kúkú ọ̀wọ̀ọ̀wọ́, ká má rogun àtẹ̀yìnkú. That is what we are all praying for. But ikú ní agbára débi wípé kò sólóògùn tó lè rí ti kú ṣe. And this is where we're going to approach our topic from today. Mi mọ̀ bóyá ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú wa, maybe we receive that topic. The topic again, some people are saying they can't find me on Facebook. Let me copy the link and send to you so that I will send to the group so that we can follow the link on Facebook. The topic today is talking about the effects of death in marriage on women versus how it affects men. Gbogbo pátápátá la máa ń wíṣì pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká rógun ikú. We don't pray for it. But unfortunately, these things do happen. It happens. But my question now is, when this happens, lórí ètò yìí, ẹ máa rántí wípé lórí ètò yìí, nǹkan tá a máa ń ṣe lórí ètò yìí ni ká sọ nípa àwọn nǹkan tí ó jọmọ́ ìgbéyàwó, ká sọ nípa àṣà àti ìṣe Yorùbá, àṣà tí àwa adúláwọ̀ generally tí à ń pè ní Africa, ọ̀nà tá a máa ń gbé àwọn kankan gbà, the way we Africans, we Nigerians, we Yorubas, the tradition that we put into marriage and issues that affect marriage. Now, a lot of people don't like talking about this particular topic that I brought here today. People avoid it. But you know that whether we avoid it or not, there are people that are going through it. I know people that have been widowed as early as age 30. I know people that became widower younger than that. And I know people that became widow or widower at very much later in life. That is all we are praying for. Gbogbo àlà ń gbàdúrà wípé ká fọwọ́ pawú, ká fèrègì jòbì. Kò sí kankan nínú wa tó gbàdúrà wípé ẹrù ẹnìkan kó di tẹni méjì. Nobody pray for it. But whether we believe it or not, these things do happen. And I know people that are young widows, I know people that are young widowers, I know people that are like middle age, I know people that have lost their husbands over 10, 20 years ago. Tó dẹ̀ ti ń dá gbé, tó ti ń dá fà. A rí àwọn ọkùnrin náà tó pé àwọn náà ti pàdánù ìyàwó wọn láti years ago. Now, láì bọ́pọ̀ lọlé olóró, ẹ jẹ́ kí a gbé àkòrí ètò ti tèmi yìí gangan. Ẹ ká gbé wọlé. Àkòrí ètò tèmi yìí ó sọ wípé ọ̀nà wo ni ikú ń gbà tó fi ń affect obìnrin àti ọkùnrin nínú ìgbéyàwó. How death in marriage affects women versus how it affects men. Now, when we're talking about this, we all know that nobody prays for their spouses to die. But it hits differently when it comes to men and women. And the reason we have brought this topic here today is not for us to make anybody sad. Because sometimes those of us that still have our spouses, that things are going on in our marriage, things are going really well in our marriage, sometimes we get carried away. We are so excited, showing off, my husband, We forget that there are some people that actually are on the other side of the road. And one thing I do on this show as well is to once in a while remember those kind of people. I've brought a topic here before where we come to talk about when the marriage doesn't work. For instance, when there's a divorce or there's separation or whatever, how people can move on. Now, today's topic is not just for us to talk about being widowed or being a widower. It's also for us to talk about how we can support these people and make life easy for them. And then we need to look at it from different perspectives. We need to look at it from the perspective of a woman versus the perspective of a man. Please, I want to beg you. If you're on this show tonight, Even if you're busy, say something. Let me know you're there. When you say something, because this is a very how do I put it now? It's a give and take kind of show. It's a interactive. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's an interactive show. If I don't hear from you, it makes me feel like, oh, I'm all alone in this. And please remind people and please click on the share button. Now let's take things after one thing after the other. Let's talk about when a spouse die, the way it affects men, is it the same way it affects women? I know that some of us probably say, ah, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ n rí kú ọkọ, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí n rí kú ìyàwó. How am I supposed to know? But we've seen people in our society that have been bereaved, that lost their spouse, or that have lost, maybe a wife that have lost their husband, or a husband that have lost their wife. So you see things, we see things every day. Please, please, please say something. Let me know what you think. God bless you, Ma Bukilicious. Thanks for joining us. I can see some people on this show. Please, I would appreciate if you can just say something. Tell me the way death in marriage, the way it affects men, is it the same? Is it the same way that it affects women? And if it is not the same, what is different? What is the difference between the way death in marriage affects a man and the way it affects, a widow and a widower? Is it the same way that it affects, that affects men? And when I say does it affect them the same way, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, because we're going to be bringing this topic up one after the other. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ sí, ṣé ọ̀nà tí obìnrin tó máa ń gbà feel pé ọkọ ṣàìsí, ṣé ọ̀nà yẹn náà lobìnrin máa ń gbà feel? How does death in marriage affect men versus women, widows versus widowers? That's what I want us to talk about. So thank you for joining Iroyin Ayo. God bless you. Thank you for coming on the show, Chemistic or Alaga, official Alaga. Thank you so much for joining. Lórúkọ Jésù, abáde gbogbo ẹni kú wà lórí ètò yìí, àní rí kú ọkọ, àní rí kú aya. Àmọ́, whether we want to believe it or not, it is happening. People are going through this, and it came to me heavily that I should bring a topic talking about people that have lost a spouse. We need to talk about it, because sometimes nítorí pé Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní nǹkan tó kọjú sẹ́nìkan, wọ́n ní ẹ̀yìn ló kọ sẹ́lòmíì. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú wa a máa sọ nípa bí ọkọ àti ìyàwó ṣe jọ ń gbé, ọkọ mi kì í bá mi sọ̀rọ̀, ìyàwó mi a máa rojọ́, àwọn obìnrin àròjọ́ fúnra wa, ọkọ mi ṣe báyìí. What's about ẹni tọ́kọ ti tiẹ̀ ò sí mọ́? Ọ̀nà wo ni wọ́n ń gbé gbà? Àbí àwọn ọkùnrin gan tó bá dára ẹran, ìyá yìí ṣe báyìí, ìyá yìí ṣe báyìí. What about ẹni tí ó jẹ́ pé ìyàwó tiẹ̀ ti lọ? Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká fi kú mọ ìyá ara wa. So I don't know who may be picking this up later. The reason for us to bring it tonight is not to arouse anybody's emotion. It's also to put it out there that we're also thinking about them. And let's talk about it. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ sọ, tí ọkọ bá gbàpòdà, tí ìyàwó bá papòdà, ọ̀nà wo ló ń gbà affect ìdílé yẹn? Tí ó bá jẹ́ pé obìnrin ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí, tó jẹ́ pé ọkọ papòdà, ọ̀nà wo ni àwọn àwùjọ wa, how does our society treat that woman? What is the likelihood of that woman surviving? What's the fate of that woman? If it happens to a man, what is the fate of that man? Please, let's talk about it. Báwo ló ṣe affect obìnrin àti báwo ló ṣe affect ọkùnrin? Please, people, I don't want you to be silent on me. I can't answer those questions by myself. I really want you to, please, if you know anyone or an example, remember that on this show as well, you can send me a request to be in the show, as in join me live, or you can send me a voice note if you're busy. People are busy nowadays, and it's a weekday anyway. People are busy, and I've seen people that have said, but I couldn't. So because of that, I started telling people, please just leave a voice note or send a text message. I will read it, or you leave a comment, or you can call me on the phone on +44 7828 500 938. That's +44 7828 500 938. Alaja Sumbo Alabese, may Almighty God continue to comfort and strengthen the widows and widowers. Amen. Let's talk about them. Let's enlighten ourselves. Somebody somewhere might pick this video up and be like, orí ètò yìí ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ wo àkọ́tà àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ sọ, olótún encourage mi, olótún jẹ́ kí n túmọ̀ yìí pé ká kọ́kọ́ sọ àwa àwùjọ ọ̀nà wo ni à ń gbà láti fi support àwọn èèyàn tí ó bá jẹ́ wípé bí àwọn ti pàdánù ọkọ àbí wọ́n ti pàdánù ìyàwó. I know some people might be watching this at this time. Actually, I've seen someone, just one person who is a widow. And especially when it happens at a young age, it's not easy. And when I'm talking about young age, anything less than 70 is a young age to lose one's spouse. At least, it's not an easy task. So people, I know it's a very sensitive topic and everybody is being careful, but obviously somebody might want to hear your point of view. Kí ni nǹkan tí ẹ̀yin lérò? Ṣé ọ̀nà tí ó ń gbà tó fi affect ọkùnrin, ṣé the same ọ̀nà ló ń gbà láti fi affect obìnrin? Lóòótọ́ lọ́la mọ̀ pé àwọn ọkùnrin láwọn mọ́ra jà àwọn obìnrin lọ, but let's talk about it. Let's empathize with those who are those or widowers out there. Is there a difference in how death in marriage affects men versus how it affects men? Now, how does families of widow react versus the family of widowers? Okay, let's take it a bit further. Tí obìnrin tí ọkọ bá ṣàìsí, pàápàá nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ní ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ generally, bó ṣe Yorùbá nìkan, ní àwọn ilẹ̀ Ìgbò, àwọn nǹkan kan wà tí ó jẹ́ àṣà tí a máa ń ṣe. There are some things we do as traditions, as clinical. How does it affect a man versus a woman? For example, maybe I should give us a clue. Everybody is quiet. Don't be quiet on me, please. I beg of you. Everybody is quiet because èwo ni midwife àti lọ gbé wá yìí báyìí nítorí Ọlọ́run. People are going through it. It's good to talk about it once in a while. It's not just about what to be by and it is just fair. It's fair to balance it because these things happened in marriage. Àdúrà kó má ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa là ń gbà. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí kọ́lọ́run Olódùmarè ọba lọ́jọ́ ni kó bá wa tù wọ́n nínú. Now, I was going to ask as well, from our tradition and culture, the way we do things in Africa, especially in Yoruba land, the way we handle a widow and the way we handle widower, are they the same? When a man passes away, for example, I notice they always they are very quick to say, òun ni, àfìgbà tó pa ẹ̀gbọ́n wa, àfìgbà tó pa bọ̀dá wa. It's very common. The reason I'm sharing this today is because I don't know why it's seriously expressed upon my mind that somebody somewhere out there might be going through this and we need to talk about it. Do they normally say that about men? When a woman passes away, do they normally say that about men and say, òun ló pa ẹ̀gbọ́n wa, òun ló pa àbúrò wa? Why is it that women are always a suspect whenever the man passes away, especially when there is no good relationship between? Even in some situations where there are good relationship, they will still find something. Let me pick this call that is coming in. Hello, Ekrole. Hello. Ekrole, káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Ẹjọ́ ta ló ń pè bólẹ̀ tí ń pè wá? Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí o. God bless you, ma. All the way from God bless you. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ bá wa dá sétò yìí, please. Help us say something about the topic. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ètò yìí, just like you said, it's a very sensitive ètò.
Àkòrí ètò topic.
Tí àwọn máa ń sọ fún àìsàn kéré, wọ́n máa sọ wípé àwọn Haúsá máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé tó bá sọ pé àti inú wọn ní, wọ́n á béèrè tó wá sí èèyàn bá wá mú oògùn afọ ẹ pé gba oògùn yìí, wọ́n á béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ pé ṣé nǹkan tó ń ṣe ní ìyẹn ṣó ti ṣe é rí. Ṣó ti ṣe é rí. So òun ní ẹ ti máa wò ó wípé inú ilé tutù díẹ̀. Torí pé gbogbo àná là ń gbàdúrà pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí n pẹ́ fọkàn mi, jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ mi náà pẹ́ fún mi. So number one, ètò topic yẹn ó tẹ́. We are still of flesh and blood.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àti wọ́n wọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ àṣà ti máa rí wípé ọkọ kan máa kú, àwọn máa kú. Ó dẹ̀ bó ṣe wà látètè kan ṣe lè kọ́ ṣáà máa lọ ṣá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bí tí èmi ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nírọ̀lẹ́ yìí, òun ní attitude tí àwọn
network
ọ̀hún tó wà. Ó dà ní ojú tèmi, ó dà pé sẹ́rí tí inú ilé bá tutù, tí inú ilé bá dán mọ́rán láàrin tọkọ-tìyàwó, tí wọ́n bá ní ìtara wọn, tí kan bá kú, èèyàn ń tètè rí kí ni yẹn máa ń tẹ̀ lára wọn ju àwọn tó jẹ́ wípé àárín wọn ò gún régé kó tó di kó kú. Sọ́rí àwọn tí àárín wọn ò gún régé kó tó kú yẹn, it's like good riddance to bad rubbish. Ó dàjà jọ máa jayé orí mi. Tẹ̀sẹ̀rí àwọn tí love bá wà láàárín wọn yẹn, àwọn yẹn gọ́gọ́gọ́gọ́ ní àánú máa ń ṣe èèyàn. Torí pé nígbà tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn máa ṣẹlẹ̀, wọn ò expect rárá. Níbi ìṣẹ̀ wá ti wá lè ná gbogbo owó inú ilé tó ti dẹ́ pàdé end of the day, ìyàwó yẹn ò ní rí kankan. Níbi ìṣẹ̀ wá ná gbogbo owó tó tẹ́ pàdé end of the day, ọkọ yẹn ò ní rí anything nígbà tí ìyàwó ẹ̀ bá ti papòdà. So àti líìbù gbà ni ó máa ń lera fún wọn. So nígbà míì attitude táwọn èèyàn máa wá put up, ìyá ọkọ, bàbá ọkọ, àwọn àbúrò ọkọ, àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ọkọ, nígbà míì it is always on the negative side. Òun ló pẹ̀gbọ́n wa àbí wọ́n máa bá ọkọ jà pé bó ṣe ni ó ti pẹ̀gbọ́n àwọn something like that. So gbẹ̀sẹ̀ ní kàn wá wò ó wípé ó dà pé kinní yẹn ṣẹ́mọ̀ fún obìnrin ò lè kù gírí pé ọkọ ẹ̀ kú lẹ́nu kó lóun máa marry in the next 6 months. So mo máa ń wò wípé kinní ikú partner ó máa sábà affect obìnrin. Láì jẹ́ wípé obìnrin tó yẹ pé ṣàkóso mo sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yìí pé ìní ìwà ti jẹ́ pé àárín wọn ògùn rédíò ní àtẹ̀tẹ̀ yákẹ́rù olùṣe ó ti kú ọlọ́run ṣe gbádùn sí lọ. Bẹ̀ẹ̀ àwọn tó yẹ kó bá lọ́ọ̀bù ara wọn yẹn wọ́n máa ń find it so difficult to let go. I have a widow sister-in-law. Àwọn ọmọ ti wọ yunifásitì in 17 years after tẹ́gbọ́n mi kú kò ì marry. Mo sì máa délé ìsá mi because ká ló dìde ìsá mi wọ́n ní ìsá mi kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé wọn ò wá ni. Ó lè ní ṣàrètí lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí kò wá ohun ojúmọ́ àwọn ọmọ mi lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó ṣe kíní kan torí kó lọ́ọ̀bù ọkọ ẹ̀ ni. So attitude sí àwọn society máa ń àwọn míì tó bá ti di widow báyìí ẹ̀wù ẹ̀ gbàgbé ẹ̀ àfi tí àwọn NGO àwọn míì tó máa ń ran widow àgbà àwọn náà láwọn ọkọ̀ tó máa ń ran widow lọ́wọ́. Àbí àbẹ̀jẹ́ pé irú woman kan kọ́lọ̀ bá wa fi kọ́lọ̀ túbọ̀ jẹ́ kí wọ́n pẹ́ fún wa lédi nígbà tó máa ń fún àwọn widow ní nǹkan kan. So irú àwọn yẹn lè bẹ̀ widow mélòó rí ọ.
Láìní yẹn sá lọ sábọ̀.
A máa ti wọ́n lẹ̀ ni. So èmi sì ní kó máa affect obìnrin ju ọkùnrin lọ.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Ọkùnrin ò lè bọ́ síta. Ọkùnrin ò lè bọ́ síta pé àwọn ní ìkíní kan bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bìnrin torí pé ìtìjú wípé báwo ni mo ṣe máa lọ káàkiri ó máa ń jẹ́ kó affect wọn kan. Ọlọ́run nínú àánú ẹ̀ kó ṣàánú fún wa. Kó jẹ́ káwa náà pẹ́ fọ́kọ wa kó jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ wa náà pẹ́ fún wa. Kájọ lóra wa gbogbogbò. Ṣé ọkọ gbé sí àwọn kó ṣe àkókò àgbàdúrà yìí. Ẹ̀mí náà dẹ̀ wá gbàdúrà gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ widow àwọn tó jẹ́ widow wa náà. Ọlọ́run tó bá ní gbẹ́rù á máa gbé ẹrù wọn. Ẹrù ni á fúyẹ́. Á rọ̀ wọ́n lọ́rùn. Kò ní tú wọn. Lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Ẹ ṣeun, God bless you ma, thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o, mo dúpẹ́ o, God bless you. That's a very powerful contribution all the way from Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde. Arábìnrin Ìrètí Ọlánàsọ̀yà, ẹ ṣeun, thank you so much. For those that are just joining us, I want to appreciate you, the fabulous, thank you so much sis for always. Mommy wa ìyàwó bàbá tíá, thank you for joining. Gbogbo ẹni ojú tó ń wò mí lénìí tí àṣìlọ́kọ ta níyàwó àníríkú ọkọ àníríkú ìyàwó lórúkọ Jésù. Táwọn ọ̀rẹ́ tó wá wò mí nírọ̀lẹ́ tó jẹ́ wípé bóyá pé wọ́n jẹ́ pé ẹrù ẹni méjì ti di tẹnìkan, Ọlọ́run ọba tí ń báyọ̀ gbé ẹrù abáyín gbé. Ìdí tí a ṣe gbé ètò ìkàlẹ̀ lálẹ́, the reason why I brought this is because a máa ń fi ìgbà gbogbo gbàgbé wípé nǹkan tó kọjú séèyàn kan báyìí ẹ̀yìn ló kọ sẹ́lòmí. Mo ti ọlọ́rẹ́ kan ó ní tó bá jẹ́ yìí kò bá máa dà ó lábíyá báyìí ló kọ sí ẹlòmíì. Àlùyọ́wọ́ la wá sọ nípa ìgbéyàwó ọmọ lórí ètò yìí ní gbogbo gbà. Sometimes we get carried away. We forget that there are some people on the other side of this table. People whose spouse had gone. Tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti darúgbó. As far as I'm concerned, you know, losing a spouse earlier than age 70 is not easy. Even at age 70 gan, ó ṣì rọrùn. So the reason why we are having this issue, this topic tonight, is to discuss on how we can support these people. And pé ká sọ àwọn ọkọ tó jẹ́ pé jọmọ́ ìwà àbàjẹ́ tí àwùjọ wa ń wù ìhà tí àwùjọ wa kọ sí àwọn ẹni tí à ń sọ yìí. The way the society treats widows, especially widows. I know that I'm not trying to be sexist. There are some widowers that are going through stuff, but from the contribution that this my sister just did now, sometimes widows are going through so much. Ẹlòmíì tọ́kọ bá ti kú báyìí bóyá ń gbé nílé flat akọ́dẹ̀ ni wọn tó máa gbé nílé àhàlàhàlà kan àwọn ẹbí àgbálẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn wọ́n gba gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn gbogbo àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn let's talk about it. Ẹ kúrò lẹ́mà. God bless you, ma. Thank you for coming on the show. Ẹ jẹ́ bá wa dárúkọ yín àti ibi tẹ́ ti ń pè wá.
Olúwabùkún Ọláyọ̀mí Abdul lórúkọ mi, known as Bukeke Unstoppable.
Unstoppable lọ́mọ. God bless you, ma. Thank you for joining. Where are those red spectacles I always like? God bless you, ma. Please, we're talking about widows and widowers tonight, and the way it's, things affect once people lose their spouses, And I just want us to say something on how the society treats men versus how they treat women, and how we can correct things, and our culture as well. There are some things that our culture supports against women that they don't support against men. How can we balance things so that when you must suffer in silence?
God bless you, Mash. Just like I should be very to, it's a very sensitive topic.
Ben.
And it is not what I do well.
Ben.
A lot of people run away from it because I don't life happens.
Ben.
And when life happens, we have to move.
Ben.
Because a million to just pay what is jealousy. So so, I want to go from that angle because I feel worry. It's not very easy for you
to talk about it. Amen.
Sharing society will help widower at all. Sharing, no. For help widow rather. Sharing, obìnrin, ó affect obìnrin gidigidi tí obìnrin lọ ní Africa. Because a lot of stigma comes with it. Thank God for civilization that is helping things, and thank God for our own way. Even if you want to start that day, but you might help with that. That is people need to think about the number of us. I might encourage every homie, but you're offering a better job for you to never worry. Don't worry what you blah 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 blah. But apart from that, Africa, never get some money. And for people who don't understand that page, that there's no matter how perfect you are, people will still have one thing to say about you. They can never satisfy any human being. So at the point in time when the husband is alive or the wife is alive, the relationship you have with them, that one has its own parts. When one party is gone. So I tell you about the way when I was on my brother,
Amen.
So that's those women say don't share this. What's your share the tongue? If you think you want to share see, don't say without saying that.
Wow.
I am telling you, this is not something I was told. This is a story I know very well about. Not fair, you're still not like it, but don't come on because all the shy son.
Wow.
All shy son, what people our family here, in that the shy son, that they company. And initially, I never wanted her to release her husband. But being the kind of profession people belong to, as a coach, I know that when it comes to like that, they will one, two. You are watching it, I want to talk clean for more, you are not clean for more, then you know, they participate. So, people are going to all of say in Africa, somebody go on build one. Think of over share, so they will hold you responsible here in Africa.
Oh God.
So she has to let them carry it, she has to let them take the husband. Sorry, I don't want to take too much into it, not to bore anybody.
But how can we prevent stuff like this from happening? Because a lot of people are suffering in silence. So
you see, how to prevent this first and foremost, we have to have this orientation when we get married, not because we're planning that our husband will die. You know, We have to plan. You must have a plan on ground. I'm telling you, insurance is very good. Life insurance is extremely good. There must be an arrangement for your children and for yourself. Why must you be working? Nígbà tó ti méjèèjì náà àjọ ń ṣiṣẹ́, a gbọ́dọ̀ ní pọ́ọ̀sì tá à ń fi nǹkan sí fún nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Not because we can't die. Ẹ má ṣe mí tán o.
Ó yé mi.
We don't have to die.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
But because life happens, let there be something somewhere that you can follow that is not known to extended family. That is between the husband and the wife.
Okay.
These are part of the things that we need to discuss. Before one getting married. But people run away from this topic, and when it happens, you have nothing to follow.
I know.
And when our husband's family do not do anything, the majority of the things fall on each other.
Yeah.
You have to help. So these are the things we really need to focus on. Let's plan.
And somebody also said something that one of the reasons that, especially people, Africans, one of the reasons that we don't do life insurance, or when we do, I know someone that did life insurance and did not let the family know, his wife know about it. Because one of this impression, life insurance,
That's what we're talking about, man.
hey, Jesus.
You see, when the foundation is wrong, if the foundation is not well built, the house will collapse. You want to shoot a spouse. Oh, now you are too much stuff to them. So when we are loving, we need to know what we are loving. Because love will be a matter when the situation happens. So before you pick, before you say this is the person you want to marry, there are some important things we need to discuss, because the more we grow, the more we see life happen in our eyes.
Thank you, ma.
So you feel somebody fall and you feel the same way. So if they must, you must not talk about the shame. It's like a call you back on them, baby. So that is what me I have seen with my sister. That this thing is extremely important. You need to plan ahead.
Thank you, ma.
And it must be both of you be mutual.
Thank you, ma. Thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate you. Ẹ kú gbàgbọ́ lórúkọ Jésù ní fojú sunkún ọkọ àwọn ọkọ ní fojú sunkún wa. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ ń wò wá tó bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ogun ọ̀rá bá mi tù wọ́n nínú lórúkọ Jésù. Thank you so much, ma. Appreciate you. Ẹ ṣé gan. God bless you, ma. Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Let me read comments. People, I hope we're following. Let me read comments. Somebody said, my sister is in this predicament, and it's sad to see how everything has gone down. You know, even they portray it in our movies. You just see a very beautiful, lovely young family doing very, very well. One lossy special, one lossy, one lossy private school, one shebube. And the moment the man goes like this, that's it. Family mama fa wala. Is our brother, is our kinikon. Oh, now want to put me wole sin. Arabini bukenko unstoppable. And you require just one. We need to discuss certain things. I don't know why we have this mentality in Africa. Plan for everything. Like she has rightly said, we need to, somebody said, somebody said, let me read what the family said. She says, this thing this woman is saying actually happened to my dad. They took him and he died in their hands. My mom called me to come home, but my dad himself insisted he wanted to follow them. I don't know how we Africans are going to deal with extended families' interference with our immediate family. Like somebody said, the family you come from is important, but the family you created is more important than the family you come from. If you have to take care of the family that you come from, but it should not be at the expense of the family that you created. Africans, I don't know. And the sad thing is, whenever we have this show, men are hardly here. They're not here. Even when we are having these events in churches, in religious places, men are actually mostly absent. So the teachings is one-sided. I mean, it's painful. The pain that people go through after losing spouse, especially as women, is too much. Hello, Ekrolema. Hello.
Hello.
Ekrolema Rama. Ekaabo sórí ètò yìí ma. Ẹ jẹ́ bá wa dárúkọ yín àti bí tẹ́ ti ń pè wá. Thank you, ma.
How are you?
Fine, thank you, ma.
Thank you for this lovely topic.
Thank you, ma. God bless you, ma.
Àti Ọdẹ́lẹ̀ Ògúnṣẹ́ ìdìbò ń sọ̀rọ̀.
Hey, Mama Yodele Ogunse. God bless you, ma. Thanks so much for coming on the show, ma. I really appreciate you. Eshegon, ma. Yes, ma.
Thank you.
Yes, ma.
Mo ní mo fẹ́ dá sí topic tí I have had àwọn tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ ṣáájú. Everyone made sense and nǹkan tó bá kọjú sẹ́lòmíì ẹ̀yìn ló kọ sí ẹlòmíì.
Ben.
I'm talking as about myself. I'm not a witness. I'm a widow. And all the things that others have talked about or experienced, say I never experienced it.
To God be the glory.
The line is playing up.
We can hear you, ma. We can hear you, ma. We can hear you clearly. I'm going dada, ma. I'm going, ma.
Hello?
I'm going, ma.
Hello, ma.
I'm going, ma. We can hear you, ma.
You can hear me now? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, for my, I just want to say is that family, it differs. It depends on family settings, family backgrounds, and the people involved. There is no one
size fits all.
No, for me, my experience is completely different. My husband was ill before he passed, and I got all the support from friends, from families, and up till now, I still experience and get the support. So, and I want to get in my life. Even when the kids were getting married, I did not. They all still supported and did everything. This has me the witness to my kids' wedding. We were my last that. They rallied round and they did. And also in your writings, they call any place white or the widower.
Benny, because it looks like the women suffer more.
And from another angle also, Sherry, because women suffer more. But I also speak from my experience. I did not. And then also, I might notice remarry.
Ben.
Widowers.
Ben.
And it's because they don't have help. They don't have support. Sherry obìnrin, ó máa ń ráwọn èèyàn tó máa ń gbárùkù wọn, tó máa ń wò pé kó má dá sí ìṣòwò nìkan, kó má dá sí kinní kan. Hardly would anybody ask a man, bóyá ó need help. Ọkùnrin yẹn, from what I have seen and heard, wọ́n máa ń láti ranra wọn lọ́wọ́. And that is why some of them, they don't wait long before they marry. Torí wọ́n need that and that help.
Wow, thank you, ma.
Ọdún gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa bá pẹ́ fúnra wa. Àmín. Kọ́lọ́run máa tọ́ gbogbo wa sọ́nà.
Àmín, ma.
My experience is quite different from all that I have heard today. And I just pray for àwọn tó bá ń go through difficult times, Kọ́lọ́run ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́.
Àmín.
Kọ́lọ́run ṣe ọkọ̀ fún wọn.
Àmín.
Ó dẹ̀ tì wọ́n mú.
Àmín, ma. Àmín. Àmín, ma. Mọ́mì kẹ́tó lọ mà. Ṣé lérò wípé àwọn ìhà tí ọkọ yín ti kọ sí yín lójú àwọn èèyàn kó tó di pé wọ́n lọ síbi to glory, ṣé lérò pé ó pẹ̀lú ìdí tí àwọn èèyàn fi ń tú, torí nígbà míì bí onígbà bá ṣe gbé gbà ẹ̀ Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́ọ́ máa ṣe bá wọn gbé tó ṣe bí òwe lójú ẹ̀yìn àgbà. So kí lẹ fi pé ó fà á tí àwọn èèyàn fi support even after he has gone? Of course he was a good man obviously, but sometimes the way báwo náà ṣe tún gbé yín lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn náà tí ó fi jẹ́ pé wọn ò lè.
That goes away. That also is very important. But like I said, for family to matter. My husband's family, they're so loving, so caring, up till date.
And you know, they share your bed.
And then his friends. I want him to see him more when he was alive. And that one has to do with the type of person to set the loving person and friends of the people. So àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn dìde, ìmí nǹkan tí mi ò mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ tó jẹ́ kó gbọ́ ló contact fún rẹ̀ pé ìyàwó lágbájá èmi lọ̀rẹ́ báyìí àjọṣe kékeré ni. Gbogbo wọn ló dìde tó ń lọ́wọ́ sí mi àtàwọn ọmọ bàbá wọn ṣe ìyàwó. So it depends on the person lóòótọ́, ó dẹ̀ tún depend lórí ẹbí.
Ẹ ṣé màmá wa. Ẹ ṣé o, Ọlọ́run tó ti ń bá yín gbẹ̀rù yìí á túbọ̀ bá yín gbé lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ọdún àwa jìnnà síra kọrin kése ẹ̀ ní kánjú lọ bá wọn. ẹ túbọ̀ jèrè àwọn ọmọ yín, gbogbo ẹwà àwọn ọmọ àtọmọ ọmọ aṣojú ẹ̀mí. God bless you, ma. Thank you, ma. God bless you, ma. Thank you, ma. Yes, ma. Bye, ma. Thank you, ma. That's coming from someone who is who actually is directly affected by the topic of today. Sometimes you can talk about what has happened to other people, but when it happens to you, it helps, to actually believe, like she said she doesn't have that experience. And that's why I asked that question. Sometimes while we are still here, how do you present your spouse to people, whether you're a man or a woman? The way ọwọ́ tí èèyàn bá fi mú ìyàwó àbọ̀kọ èèyàn nígbà míì tó bá wà lójú ayé tẹ́ pé òun fi ìyàwó ẹ̀ gbá kólẹ̀ tó ń fọkọ ẹ̀ gbá kólẹ̀ lójú àwọn èèyàn, nígbà tólúwa ẹ̀ bá papòdà ọwọ́ èèyàn náà máa fi mú onítọ̀hún. Sometimes it goes a long way in the way the family will handle you, and of course your own personality as well. I mean, some families are very difficult. No matter what you do, you can't please them. But if you are kind to people, when things happen, most likely they will be kind to you in return. That's what our mommy has just said. Àti pé kéèyàn má ṣìléyà, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ àyà inú ẹbí burúkú. Àwọn ẹbí kan wà, bóhùn ẹ̀ kó forí ṣe kó fọ́run ṣe, you will see suffer in their hands. Even while your spouse is here, they are showing you pepper, let alone when your spouse is gone. But I believe that as a spouse, especially as a man, you have to present your spouse to your family in a way that whether you are there or not, they'll be able to respect that person. Ó ṣe kókó, ó ṣe pàtàkì. Ẹnìkan ní, my sister had no personal account because she wasn't expecting his husband to die at 49. The family collected all the business. Why? Irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn náà, àwọn ọkùnrin àtobìnrin ni o, nǹkan tó jẹ́ tèmi rèé, òfin wà tó dè mọ́lẹ̀. Let us put things down. Tí n bá gbéṣẹ́ ìyàwó mi ni àwọn ọmọ mi ni kàn ṣe irú nǹkan báyìí. I think that goes a long way. Of course, nobody prays to die at age 49. But if it happens, you shouldn't kò gbọdọ̀ bá wa lójijì nítorí pé kò dọ́jú àrùn òdóṣù. Ọlọ́run kó jẹ́ ká pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ là ń gbàdúrà. Kò sí ọ̀kan ní wa tó máa bá wọn kúkú rèwerèwe. Ẹlòmíì gan kú at 70 pé kò ní plan rárá. Kò sí nǹkan tó fi sílẹ̀ pé tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí ni kò ṣe yẹ kó rí. And I know someone that had plans but never told the wife. So the wife was lost after he had left. They were just able to salvage a few things because the plan that he didn't inform the wife with this mindset. Even when the wife was trying to call his attention to certain things, he would say, sometimes it's not about that. It's about letting each other know. When it comes to marriage, it should never ever be a case of it's very hard. It makes life difficult. But if I would say that if you know that is the kind of person your spouse is, start putting plan in place for yourself. Somebody said the man was absolutely right. Some family are heartless. I know that. They are even heartless while the man is alive, let alone when the man is gone. Somebody said, it is well, ma. Yes. Somebody said, I have a will with the bank at this age due to my mom's experience. Honestly, I would do a will. I would do, but I would do a will. It doesn't make me die. It doesn't make you're going to die in 20 years. It doesn't mean you're going to die in 50 years. Put things in place. Put plans in place. Okay, people are talking about maybe old age, maybe things happen nowadays. The only thing that we are trusting God for is long life and peace of mind. Somebody said, I wanted Mommy Ayodele to come on. Yeah, she did came on. God bless her. Somebody said, God bless you, ma'am. Kemosi said, if I follow, I don't blame you. I don't blame you either, my sister. I mean, no, but there is nothing wrong in putting plans in place. Somebody said, Mommy Ayodele's case is 1 out of 75 cases. It's true. Many don't find it easy. It's true. And she did say the family are quite good. And that's it. What got Danny? What Danny? I want to need that. In fact, the more to bash irritate when there are some families like that. Especially those that rely on that spouse for survival. So we know that one is sure. Then somebody said, thank God, ma'am, for a good family. Yes, you are lucky. You are lucky, mommy. Yes, she did actually accept that she's blessed to have that kind of family. And that shows That shows your husband was a very good man. Yes, he was. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé pè mí tó wọlé. Hello ma. Good evening, welcome to the show. Ẹ kúrò lẹ́ máa ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ bá wa dárúkọ yín àti bí tẹ́ ti ń pè wá.
Yes, see, Mrs. Sombo Alabi.
Hey, Alaja, happy belated birthday. Àṣeyí ṣàmọ́dún o, Ọlọ́run nífẹ̀ẹ́ lè ṣàṣemọ́ lórúkọ Jésù. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí mà. Yes ma, thank you ma. Welcome to the show ma.
Yeah, my thought about took a work on it to one use of one. The lady, she's in her 40s, and she's from the eastern part of this country, from Nigeria. And when she got her husband, while she was living here, we didn't see her for about 2 or 3 months. So when I saw her, when she came back to work, one of the boys be her. People know what is your one year, but she called shop of one, but about ọmọ ní láti lọ sí ní ọmọ fáwọn wọn ti wá gẹ̀ẹ́nì pé wọ́n bá fà pé wọ́n máa tọ̀ wọ́n mi lé for a month or so. Wọ́n yà, how could you do that to yourself? Wọ́n tó ń gbé western world nípa dábọ̀ àwọn yà tó ń wò bá lọ bá wọn fa wọ́ọ̀lì. But I believe in that. Ó bọ̀, she was there for like 3 months tó fa gbogbo orí ẹ̀sán. Even till date, ṣọ́ọ̀tì ẹ̀ lóyún mi because kò wá bọ́dà ti kúrò nìyẹn mọ́. So I felt so sad pé after struggling in Western world to get a local way, you have to travel all the way to Nigeria. That's what she can't come shop. On one go through this way for that one. Almost me and brother could see Nigeria. They pay. I went to Ubanshi. They pay. I come about with Bawa. That is one. And there is another one. She very well. She automatically very well educated and she doesn't take nonsense. So I talk about my junior and my wife kind of. So anybody saw, even go over the package, she said that I don't go. Oh man, she said, so studying your way, even the course of the day come at the shame, and the next no one could happen, they will pay or collaborate. That was it. The book was sick. And this lady, they are really want to do that about 5 minutes like it's nonsense. They really want to doing it. You see, you have to my back, because one talk one fear, you see before one person. So they have their life plan. Even the woman, the only thing the woman comes from is getting over because every weekend, I don't know if they understand, but spend time for the because she won't let go of that man. But apart from that, everything about family, they talk about one of that say, we face this story. So I think as that our mommy said, I think it's both ways. Sometimes some women, because they have that happy home with their husband and have that good relationship with their husband, they were able to take control of their life even when the husband is not there. While some people, maybe because, I don't know, maybe the uncle was too used to this cultural kind of, you have to respect that and all that. So it's two ways. But no matter what, maybe because I think it's just natural thing. No matter what happens in life, my affect to be more than nothing. But what you want to work for, you pay if I make up with ìyàwó. Ẹ máa rí wọn kọ́ máa kájọ lọ fẹ́yàwó. Fẹ́yàwó ìlú ìyàwó ń wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. So because they were lonely and there was
nobody to support.
And for women, because we tend to talk and we have a lot of people, we are quite emotional, we cry, people will console you and comfort you. Sometimes it takes a lot of stress from you. But for men, because they can't express themselves like that, they just need that companion. That's why the woman is a man move on. I don't think they really meant to do that. Somebody, but as we said, we just pray that God should just spare both husband and wife for them to enjoy themselves for 100 and 120.
Amen.
So that is what I just pray.
Amen. Thank you, ma. Alaja Sumba Labia baby. Aya Okikiola, one and only. God bless you, ma. Eshe Goni. Thank you, ma. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. My people, that was a very awesome contribution. Now, I will not forget to mention it because it's part of what I wrote down. You know, there is cultural issues as well. Now, listen to what my sister just said now about some tribes up to this time, in this day and age, even when you are living abroad, they still insist that after the husband dies, you have to come home and come and shave your head, and some rituals have to be performed, and you have to be kept in a room. You know that we talk about our cultural things, that some needs to be eradicated, some need to be, aborted, completely aborted, while some needs to be embraced. Personally, I think this is one of the ones that should be aborted. But I don't know. And then also there are some parts of Africa and even some parts of Yoruba land that they still believe that the wife should be inherited by the brother. And I mean, let's talk about these cultural things, all these traditions, how it affects men versus how it affects women. I've never seen where a woman would die and they will say the man should go and sit down in a place and shave his head. It's always the woman. Please, what is the effect of cultural belief and traditions on when people lose spouses, on women versus how it is on men? How can we educate our community? How can we educate our society to stop doing this thing? Imagine ẹ̀rù bà ní bíi kó kúrò nínú òyìnbó yìí, ó wọ mọ́tò ó wọ aeroplane lọ sí Naija, wọ́n lọ tì mọ́lé, wọ́n lọ fa orí ẹ̀, ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run, ṣé èèyàn ò lágbára? Torture lèmi ká yẹn sí ẹjọ́, please correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody said ignorance ló ń fà. We all have our different ways of dealing with situations. Some men can't stay alone. That's true. Like somebody has rightly said, with the men, with the men, sometimes because they are different from us, they always claim they can't stay. But we've seen some men that actually stayed. I know some men that stayed and be like, you know what? But it's not common among men. Most men will move on and then, to get themselves occupied with another woman. That one again is another issue. It only takes a woman that has fear of God to treat such children with good mind. And also it also depends on the man. Sometimes the way to present our own ìyàwó tó fẹ́ fẹ́ sílé tó bá ti jẹ́ kó yẹ pé wá ń bí báyìí àwọn ọmọ yìí ní priority me, not that I won't give you your own attention, or please treat my children well. And nígbà míì bí ìfẹ́ bá ṣe wà láàrin ọkọ àti ìyàwó yẹn nígbà tó wà láyé náà ó máa affect ọ̀nà tó ọkùnrin náà máa gbégbà tó ẹni tí yóò fẹ́ràn kò lè fẹ́ràn àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. So men can't be bothered. This is a topic that we can't finish in 3 weeks. Honestly, there's a lot to talk about. Now, talking about this issue of culture, tradition, where a woman will have to be locked up in a place, just all in the name of tradition and everything. And that's what we're saying again about finding out. Remember what we talked about, doing your research before you say yes. If I want to marry somebody and I've done my research and they say in their family, if the husband should die, they will shave your head, they will put what is eru called? Ashes on top of the person's head. They will keep the person inside one room. And for if I hear that, no matter how much love I have, I will run for my dear life. And there are some traditions as well that if a man has not paid the bride price or the process, they've not done the rights on the woman, if the woman dies, before they can bury that woman, you have to pay every dime. You have to pay it before they bury the woman. That's part of the thing that's, culturally, we people go through, So, but my people, the most important thing is, as people, as individuals, how do we support people who have found themselves in this situation? Do we empathize with them? Sometimes we get carried away, I remember I was also talking about whenever we have celebrations these days, we have this thing that we do on social media now, the love of my life, the king, the crown. Of course, I'm not saying because things happen to somebody you should not enjoy your home, but let us be sensitive. Like somebody says, let the singles breathe, let the widows breathe. Sometimes we need to kind of empathize with people. And also when we have special celebrations like Valentine's, like Mother's Day, like Father's Day, some kids, I know a child that will cry every single Father's Day because she lost her father at a very young age. She's very young. Every single Father's Day, in fact, not just Father's Day, towards Father's Day celebration, days before, because this child, girls and their dads, this child was a daddy's girl. It was a daddy's girl. So when the dad passed on, anything that talks about daddy, any television that involved daddy, this girl, this baby, she's a baby because she was just about 7, 8 when she lost her dad, and she will cry her eyes out. And whenever you ask her, she will say, my daddy, my daddy. So in situations like that, let us always put these kids like that in mind. How can we kind of make them feel comfortable around that time? What about widows? When we are saying Father's Day, they feel it as well. My husband is gone. What about widowers? When we celebrate Mother's Day, let us remember widowers. Let us remember children that have no parents, or those that have lost one parent or the other. Let us remember them. Let's put them in mind. And that's why once in a while on this show, I will always touch on this kind of people. Sometimes I touch on people who have marriageable age that are yet to be married and how we can support them. This stigmatization needs to stop. The stigmatization. In fact, churches need to work on themselves. Sometimes we do singles night out, couples night out. What about divorcees night out? What about widows night out? How do they fit in? How can we make sure that we don't leave them on their own? How can we make sure that we look after them? Supporting a widow is not only by giving them gifts. We can support them in so many ways. Whenever we organize programs, every time church manche, ladies couples dinner, with singles night, ẹ jẹ́ ká rántí àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ widow. Ẹ jẹ́ ká rántí àwọn tó jẹ́ widow. Ẹ jẹ́ ká rántí àwọn tí wọ́n ti wà fún marriageable age ṣùgbọ́n tí kò tí ì ṣeé ṣe. Let's think about them. And I pray that the Almighty God will be with us all, lágbára Ọlọ́run. I think we have to be more sensitive. Yes, ma'am. And can we say around widows and widowers? Let's consider them when we are celebrating. And then mommy says, I think there are some NGOs who support widows now against some inhuman treatment in the name of tradition. Yes, there are some NGOs, but some they go fetish. If they support the woman and they bring the woman out, like that woman said, she said she's going to be in trouble. That's why we need to trust in God. You need to be close to God than anything else. Some says some preaching self can give singles depression. Yeah, right. I know someone that got angry and left her church because the pastor says that divorces are evil or something like that. So that's true. Churches aren't sensitive at all. We need to be careful. We need to watch out for them. We need to look out for them. And if you are out there, you are a widow or a widower, be strong. Sometimes they get too carried away or emotional. Please be strong. And I know a lot of women will say never say never. I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to move on. Never say never. If God is opening your eyes to see someone, I've seen people that are widows and they got into very good relationship and they ended up being very, very happy. I know people that said never. And when the kids are, my children, I can't let anybody come out. One day the children will grow up and they will marry and they will leave. Their loneliness will set in. Never say never, but obviously be sure before you make a move. Wow, what a fantastic episode, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a wonderful discussion tonight. I want to appreciate everybody for joining me, for your contribution, for always being here week in, week out. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí orin tí bàbá wa Alhaji Sikiru Ayinde Barrister sọ, wọ́n ní bí ikú ṣe lágbára tó, kò sólóògùn tó lè rí ti kú ṣe o. Àdúrà là ń gbà pé ká fọwọ́ pawú ká fèrègì jòbè ká má bá wọn kúkú léwe ká má kúkú ọ̀wọ̀ọ̀wọ́ ká má rí dààmú àmọ́ kò sólóògùn torí ti kú ṣe. The reality is we will all go one day. Please plan. Do whatever you can to make life more comfortable yourself in case anything happen. Àbúrò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Mo tún ti wá fẹ́ dágbére pé à ń lọ kábọ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. Àwọn kó tó di pé mo lọ fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́gbọ̀ àwọn tó bá wa ṣàgbàtẹ̀rù ètò yìí pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces ẹ ṣeun, iléeṣẹ́ yìí ò ní jóná wọ́n yá máa ròkè, Lazel Fabrics ẹ ṣe ẹkú gbogbo gbà, iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine, we are very, very grateful. Thank you so much to the First Rate Global níbi tó ti báyọ̀ kọ́lé ralẹ̀ ní Ṣàgámù àti gbogbo àgbègbè Rẹ́mọ ẹ ṣeun ẹkú gbogbo gbà. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn yìí tí wọ́n pè mí wọlé lórí ètò ilé ní àwọn tó bá wa dá sétò, àwọn tí wọ́n fi kọ́mẹ̀ntì sílẹ̀ tí wọ́n kì í yé wa ní ọ̀sẹ̀ mi mà ní tẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ ṣe ẹkú gbogbo gbà. Ó tún ti wá ń lọ ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nítorí lọ ni mò ń lọ yìí, èmi Olúwabùnmi aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù mo sọ wípé mi ò ní bá wọn là lọ dé, ogun ó lọ kò dé kò ní jẹ́ tèmi, ogun ó dé kò bá wọn kò ní jẹ́ titi yín. Wọ́n fàsìkò yìí gbà ládùúrà wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o, mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forígun èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o, mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kò ní forí sọ̀gì o, láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé, láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Thank you so much, everybody. I really do appreciate you. I will see you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. Thank you, mommy.
náà. Let's talk traditional wedding, ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ni lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Jẹ́ ti bá ètò Let's talk traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́.
Káwọn níbẹ̀.
Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's talk traditional wedding, ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ni lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Let's talk
Traditional wedding. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. Bye.